Okay, so my first layer is dry. Well, actually it's not quite dry, but we're gonna pretend it is. You wanna let yours go all the way dry. So mine's pretty brown. So I'm gonna do my second layer in blue. And I'm using ultramarine because that's more transparent than cobalt. Because these are the student grade paints, they're actually a little more opaque than they should be, but it's still gonna work out okay. I'll just need to mix a little more medium. Good heavens, I should open these before I've started. And solvent into here to get my consistency. Big brush. And cover the canvas. You see, I've got so much medium in this paint, so much solvent, and it's on so thinly, I can make out the design below. Which means that if I come in with my tools to remove the paint, I can really quickly uncover the design that was right below. Now I can come in here with the intention of, like if I was working on, already had a face or something started, I could cover this up and start the face again. And the sort of two different layers that are painting the same face will interact and make a pretty cool effect. And the two attempts at drawing the face will correct and each other. Or I can come in and I can look for patterns, new shapes, new compositions, and just an interaction of these two layers. Or of course you can do a little bit of both. So I'm basically erasing this upper layer to reveal the layer below, which makes it a little bit like I'm painting with that lower layer. It's almost like this is a brush that's painting that layer below. You can always use a light touch with your brush to soften some of these so we get some variety in soft and hard edges. We get some variety of transitions. Okay. Whether you're going abstract at this layer or representational or a mix of both, don't be in too much of a hurry. Take your time, play with things, and see if you can't discover something you wouldn't have thought of on your own, something you would have missed if you were rushing through. Most of all, keep that feeling of experimentation, discovery. See what happens. it's a good time not to be in too much control. It's a good time to goof around and see what you come up with. I am not taking my time because this is a short demo that I want you guys to see. So I'm going to rush all the way to the very end where I can come in with a judicious amount of another color of paint. White's a common choice, but it's not the only one you could use. If I drop this paint in where there's no wet paint, it behaves one way. If I drop it in where there's a lot of wet paint, it does something very different, okay? This is also going to take away your transparency almost immediately. So be mindful of that, right? This lovely thing where I can see all the layers interacting goes away with this brushed layer of paint. All right, guys. Play around, enjoy yourselves, have fun. Remember, the goal here is to make something interesting, something useful, something that sets the stage for the layers to come. Forgot to mention, we've also got our solvent that we can go in with if we want to really pull this wet blue layer away much more than we can with just a rag or the silicone. You can throw on so much that you get drips. You can turn the canvas so the drips fall in certain directions. All sorts of fun stuff. Mix it up, have fun. Oh yeah. See, I'm getting a lot more punch and contrast out of this area. Bringing that kind of rosette form back to the front. You'll find you spend more time folding your rag just right to wipe the shape you want than you do wiping. That's cool.